Hello boys and girls, and welcome to the preview and the predicted lineup. Arsenal against Villarreal tomorrow night. Arteta versus Emery. Oh no. Oh, this is a huge game. It's the semi-final of the Europa League. A place in the final at stake against either Manchester United or Roma. And listen, the one thing I will say, Unai Emery and this competition, bar the final when ironically he was Arsenal manager, he has a phenomenal record in this competition. And that is the one thing that really, really worries me. And it's not so much the way that we're playing, because don't get me wrong, we've been abysmal of late. But it's that record. The fact that he used to be our manager, the fact that I feel he left or was sacked, shall we say, and he feels aggrieved by it. He's never came out and, you know, publicly spoken about it or said anything bad towards the club. So I have the utmost respect for him, you know, for that. But it just was the wrong manager. And, you know, it just wasn't to be. And we had a great start to life under Unai. And then it all just started unraveling and falling to pieces. And it was very evident then that he was not the right man. And him against Mikel Arteta, it's going to be so fascinating what we do. Some massive news before the game that was announced by Mikel Arteta is that all of our injured players are available for selection. David Luiz, Kieran Tierney, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Ødegaard has already returned. So that is massive, massive news. And will he, you know, gamble, shall we say, with some of them? I'm not too sure. But I also feel that this game is so huge that there's certain players you need to put out there. And, you know, Villarreal, they're a dangerous side in certain aspects, certain moments. Chuck Sweezy, I've had a look at him and he's a very, very dangerous player. Actually scored at the weekend against Barcelona, which they lost 2-1. But they took the lead in that game, and he's lively, very lively, rapid. And this is why I feel that maybe the return of Tierney, I wouldn't like to see Chuck Sweezy up against Granit Xhaka. Although I do feel that Granit Xhaka does kind of limit his positioning, and he doesn't get himself in those v1 situations. And when it did happen at the game against who did we play last time out? I can't even remember now. But he got Everton, and Richarlison, once he sized him up 1v1, that pace, you know, that's not good for him. But listen, it's going to be an interesting team selection, like I said. And for this one, I'm going to go with what I feel Mikel Arteta will pick. Not what I would like to see, but what he would pick. Now, the majority of this, I think, will actually start. So let's go and get into that 1 to 11. Starting off in goal, Leno. And I do think that Mikel Arteta will keep with him there. He's going through a bad moment. He's had some mistakes of late. But you've got to back him. And hope he comes out the other side. What I will say is that if he makes one more mistake, then I do genuinely think you've got to start asking questions as to bringing him out of the side and maybe playing Matt Ryan. But for this, I'm going to play him. Flat four, of course, and right back, Callum Chambers. I think that right now he's forced himself into the reckoning, and he's forced himself into being our number one right back. We need to strengthen in the summer, we know that. But for the moment, with the players we've got, I think that Callum Chambers will play. Right centre back, I'm going to bring straight back in David Luiz. I feel that big game player, experienced, will know about semi-finals, European competitions. So with him being fit, I feel that Mikel Arteta will bring him straight back in, to be fair. Alongside him, Gabriel. And I feel that the reasoning for this as well will be the fact that David Luiz is playing there. And him and Gabriel are the best two together, whereas Mari and Rob Holding are the best two together. I just feel that Gabriel, his strength, his pace, could well be needed on this occasion. So that's what I would go with. Left back, Kieran Tierney. Could it be a gamble? Is it a gamble? He wouldn't be in contention if he wasn't able to play. So for me, he goes straight back in there. He could be massive for this as well. So I think it's a pretty straightforward decision. Midfield 2, first of all, Thomas Partey. These are the kind of games you brought him in for. Semi-finals of a European competition. Yeah, we want to be in a semi-final of a Champions League, but needs must at the moment. We're in the Europa League, and ultimately we want to get into the Champions League. And Thomas Partey, he needs to perform. Alongside him, Granit Xhaka, going to take up his usual centre midfield position. No issues, no problems, and I think those two together are very, very solid. Now the attacking four, and first of all you have the three behind the main striker, and I feel that this is where we've got quite a few players available for selection, and this is what I feel Mikel Arteta will go with. On the right hand side, Bukayo Saka. He was exceptional in the last round over in Prague, and we need to see that kind of performance again. In the number 10, Emil Smith-Rowe, and I think he's become a very valuable player for Arsenal, and no doubt that he will start this game. Now on the left of the three, Martin Ødegaard. Now what I will say is that maybe Emil Smith-Rowe can go out here and Ødegaard in the 10, but it's become very evident that Mikel Arteta in certain games likes those two playing. Predominantly Smith-Rowe will go on the left and Ødegaard will go as the 10, but he most definitely likes those two together. I think it's a little harsh on maybe Pepe, but he could also come on and affect the game in a big way. I just feel for this game, away from home, semi-final, he may well want to go with that. Ødegaard got minutes, against Everton, and I just feel that that's what Mikel Arteta will go with. Up front, main striker, Alexandre Lacazette, and only missed the game since his injury. Brilliant that he's returned. I feel that Aubameyang, just coming back from malaria, full training for the last week, missed games. I feel that it would be, too much too soon. We've got a second leg. I feel Lacazette's more up to speed. Martinelli can feel a little aggrieved. Will Bellerin get a feature at all? We've got options, a lot of options. And what we do need is away goals. I think we need a minimum of 2 to take back to the Emirates. I'll be happy with that if we can take at least 2 goals. Villarreal are there for the taking. You can go and score goals against them. They love their draws, 13 in La Liga this season. But they're not a team that we should look at and be fearful of. We should be able to go into this and say, yeah, listen, we're the better team. We've got the better players. Go out there and perform. Do the same kind of thing that you did in Prague. If you do that, we'll win this game easily. But it's whether you turn up or not. And we get that kind of performance, or we get the one that we had, against Everton, for example, or against Fulham, which was abysmal. Can't have none of that. It's got to be fast. It's got to be direct. And we've got to realise what's at stake. These players need to realise what's at stake. A semi-final this is. A place in the final at stake. Cannot get any clearer than that. Simple. So there we go. That is my preview and my predicted lineup. I think that's a strong 11. When you look at it on the face of it. Leno, Chambers, Luiz, Gabriel, Tierney, Partey, Xhaka, Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, Martin Ødegaard and Alexandre Lacazette. And of course on the bench you would have the likes of Pepe, Aubameyang, Martinelli, Bellerin. It's a very, very strong squad right now with those players returning. So we will wait and see what happens. Now, of course, if you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video. And I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.